Anybody on the conference call just yet? Get this thing started. Just let me know if any brothers get on there, all right? Get these brothers going, make sure I could be heard throughout YouTube and Facebook and all that good stuff. All right. Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel's preaching officer in the Yahanna, I.S.U.P.K, started out 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Tonight's class, we're going to talk about Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope, and the truth behind UFOs, okay? For those of you that didn't see the movie already, okay, I'll spoil it for you. It sucks. That's the first thing that I want to talk about. But there's an interesting idea behind it, okay? A lot of times in Hollywood, you see things and we look at it as if it's a myth of such, right? This alien invasion angle that Hollywood has been depicting has been happening for quite a while. All right, invasion of the body snatchers, Independence Day, so on and so forth. What's interesting about Jordan Peele's new movie and alien movies alike, our oppressor knows exactly who's coming and why. Okay, so we're going to talk about the UFO thing, right? Because a lot of times people think it's like this myth, it's a green little alien that's going to come down and apparently probe people in the butt. I don't know what this, you know, the white man has put such a disgusting spin on things that come out of the Bible that is laughable. You know, it's an insult, but it's actually pretty laughable. So this movie starring Keke Palmer and that ashy African guy, Daniel Kaluuya, right? They encounter a UFO. The UFO is eating people and eating horses, and then after it eats, it kind of digests what it can't actually break down. So essentially, it'll use the bathroom and, you know, kind of poop all this stuff up. Hey, what's going on? Who this? Hey, Marshall, what's going on with you, boy? Yeah, man, I'm Tawab, brother. I'm Tawab. Nice to hear from you, brother. All right. Oh, Marshall, you got a sword on you? I might need you to read for me, brother. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call on you. You know how it goes. All right. So basically, what I was leaving off is that the UFO idea and the concept has been stolen, okay, from the Bible, and our oppressor uses these types of things in order to profit off of. Much like anything that our oppressor uses us for, he makes a large profit off of it, right? Now, the reason why we're going to talk about the UFO thing, because it's biblical. It's biblical, and we're going to prove it tonight. And we're going to also prove, biblically, that the so-called alien that our oppressor likes to talk about so much are in fact angels, okay, that are coming here on chariots to do the work of the Lord, which is, we know, of course, crack that sky open, slaughter fest. That's how it's going to end eventually, right? So we're going to start with a first precept, so that way we can already prove that the actual UFO itself, that spacecraft, is in the Bible. All right. Mashallah, do me a favor, brother, and give me the book of Ezekiel. All right, we'll just start. We'll go Ezekiel 1, maybe 1 and 15, just to start it off. Right, we're going to try to warm this up just a little bit, because Jordan Peele's movie, although it was terrible, like don't ever get this confused, okay? And mark my words, it was pretty bad. Although the movie itself was bad, I think that what we should be doing is now aligning it with what is actually biblical. Because then that will shed more light on the Bible and the truth about the Lord and the chariots coming and things of that nature. And to show you that we are the true Jews of the Bible, every nation right on this planet has profited off anything that has something to do with our Bible. And I say ours because it belongs to us. That Bible is not for any other nation. It's for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because we are the ones underneath. We are the ones in poverty. We are the ones that are in cages and still on reservations till this day. You understand what I'm saying? And our oppressor, okay, whether it be the so-called Chinese man or the so-called Arab man or the so-called white man, has profited and stolen things out of our book, out of our history book, and has made tons of money off of it. The interesting part about it is, you think it's a myth. And we're going to prove that that ship exists in the Bible. You got Ezekiel 1 and 15 on my show? All right, read it.
Ezekiel, chapter 1 and verse 15. Now as I beheld the living creature, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces.
All right, so it says, now as I behold the living creatures, right? Now, this is Ezekiel, okay? It's the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel's having his vision. Same, just like how Jordan Peele's movie, you see the poster, the cover art is everybody looking up. This is similar to what's happening right now. So it says, now as I beheld the living creatures. The living creatures are talking about those angels that's on this craft, okay? And they're going to start to explain it. And then, once we get down probably towards like 17, and I'm going to start breaking it down, we'll jump to explain what the living creatures look like, okay? Because it's not really spooky. Like this, the UFO thing sounds kind of spooky because you saw X-Files and it's like, woo, 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 see a little ship. Haha, yeah, it's like, okay, aliens are supposed to be cute. The angels, who our oppressor is actually referencing, are some of the most terrifying living creatures that the world has never seen before. Okay, so we're going to go into that too to show you what these so-called aliens, and I'm using aliens because of this context, to show you what they look like. But we're going to keep going with this one because it says, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with four sides. Okay, keep the word wheel in your mind because we all know what a wheel looks like. Keep going, Mashallah. Somebody says Salah, somebody chimed in? Hold on, Mashallah, I think somebody chimed in. Somebody chimed in? No sweat. Go ahead, Mashallah, you got it.
Verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a bird. And they four had one likeness. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
As if it were what, Mashallah?
As if it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
A wheel, okay? This is what we're going to do. So that way we can understand what we're talking about here, right? So again, verse 16 says, the appearance of the wheels, right? And their work was like unto the color of a beryl. So when you look at beryl, I believe the color of beryl is either green or black. I believe it's green, if I'm not mistaken. We could look it up though. And the four, right, had one likeness, okay? And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So it's talking about the angels inside of this chariot. And I'm saying chariot because that's what they actually are. They're not called UFOs. That's something that, again, your so-called oppressor titles to further get you away from the actual truth that's in our Bible. He'll call it that. Go ahead, you got it. Oh, they done changed the game mode? They done changed it to something else? Useless piece of trash. Who cares? I mean, you know, like, I didn't even know they didn't change the game up. You know what I mean? Just see, that's how our oppressor works. He's very cunning, man. Very cunning. He'll switch the name up on you, just like your heritage and your nationality. He does it. First we were. Yeah, go ahead, Marshall.
I just looked it up. It said UAP means unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, man, the white man is this guy, man. This bastard, bro. Listen. our so-called oppressor, man, he will change things up at the drop of a dime. But that's not. We're going to talk about that too, because it's very obvious to me that Jordan Peele was doing the same exact thing in this movie. And if you watch the movie and you read Ezekiel 1:16, the first time that you see the UFO, okay, it looks just like a wheel and a wheel. The first time you see it, it looks like a hat, but it comes down and it's a wheel. So we're gonna do shapes now. It's a wheel inside of a wheel. That is your classic case of a UFO, is it not? Based off of Hollywood standards. The question is, where did they get it from? That's the question. Where did they get it from? We're giving it to you right now. Our so-called oppressor has bastardized and stolen everything out of our Bible, our book, and made a profit off of it. Because there's no other way, because I know there's a Christian somewhere that goes, that's your interpretation, that's your interpretation. Well, how the hell do you explain a wheel and a wheel? How do you explain it? What the hell is a wheel? And what would be a wheel and a wheel? Okay, but it gets a little bit more heavier. Keep going, Mashallah. It's 17.
17. Book of Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 17. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not. All
right, stop right there. Stop right there. Because we got to do it line by line so that way people understand what we're doing. Okay, verse 17 says, when they went upon their four sides. Okay, like just imagine a car. You got a car, it's level like this. Okay, you got four wheels on it, right? This is a like hovering mode. Okay, and they turned not when they went. What does that mean? They turned not when they went. We're talking about a movement. Okay, turning is something that a plane would do. You understand? This is a motion at a plane. This craft moves like this. Zip, zip, zip. You understand? There's no turn. It's so damn fast because this is not something that's crafted by the hands of a man. This is not a plane. This is not a boat or a cruise ship. This is something that comes from the Most High. And just this movement alone is terrifying all within itself. Wait till we start to talk about the living creatures that are on it, because that in itself is actually the most terrifying part. And this is why we should, when you look at a movie like Independence Day, right? We look at movies like this and Nope as some type of a spectacle. We go, man, this is great. Well, guess what? It's coming. Coming to a neighborhood near you soon. It's going to happen. You understand? It's going to happen. So this thing that you think is a spectacle is actually terrifying all within itself. Just imagine a ship descending out of the sky, right? You ain't never seen nothing like that before. I was driving here, right? I was on the highway, and it was a damn airplane because that's what happens out here in Georgia. Like, there's an airport over here. I ain't never seen a plane that low. Messed me all up. Almost dropped my damn soda. Because I ain't never seen nothing like that low over my damn sunroof. Just imagine a chariot descending out of a cracked sky. If you don't, just the sheer sound of it, because it describes the sound, and that Ezekiel, the first chapter is pretty heavy within itself because it's explaining the very thing that you pay and go to the movies to see. The very thing that you look at and go, wow, this is a great movie. It's going to be a great and terrible day. There's nothing remotely beautiful about the Lord's terrible power and the living creatures that serve Him. You understand? This is a very terrifying thing, and movies like Nope. It's another movie. It's Nicolas Cage is in it, right? I forget what it's called, but it's a pretty bad one too. It's basically talking about the end of the world, right? If somebody could, if you're on the line, check it out. It's Nicolas Cage alien movie. I forget what it's called, but they have a scene where the aliens come down out of the ship, And what they do is to further insult us even more, because it's in the Bible. They have the alien, but the alien has like wings on it. So it's the shape of the regular alien head, like that, like a little candy corn, and it has like wings, and it then flies up into the sky, right? So where is that inspired from? Where do these movies come from? They have to be inspired by something, some true event, or some type of some documentation that they read, and this was like got inspired off of, because this is where ideas come from. And the interesting thing about movies is that when somebody makes a movie, later in the future, you start to see these things happen, right? For example, and it's not nothing spooky like they know the futures. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, when the white man makes a movie, right? Let's say Star Trek, for example, it's a pretty popular show. Most people are Trekkies, is what they call them. When this show came about, right, they had things that we had never seen before. Captain Kirk will walk through a door, the door opens by itself. That's a thing that exists today, okay? They had a phone that they would talk on. Years later, which we call the early, I think it was like early 2000, maybe 2010, the Razor phone came out. It looked just like that. It looked just like it. So we're starting to see something happen here. There's an idea, and then somebody makes the idea happen, right? So this alien, quote unquote, UFO invasion thing is not far-fetched at all. Nope is a terrible movie, but unfortunately, it's based on true events. Keep going, Majo. I think you're on 18. All right, I got it. Probably jammed up a little. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 18. As for their rings. Oh, you got, okay, you got, all right, no sweat.
Yeah, I actually had on the phone trying to put y'all over the line.
Oh, no, you good, bro. I know, yeah, you're good.
What verse on 18?
Yeah, count, you're on 18, yeah.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. All right, stop right there, right? And as for the rings, again, we're talking about, just pretty much talking about right now shapes of things, right? So we already established that the living creatures are in something that is shaped like a wheel inside of a wheel, okay? That's the first indication. 18 gets a little bit more heavier because it says, as for the rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. Dreadful is not a good thing. Dreadful is terrible, okay? And their rings were full of eyes, round about the four. So when you talk about a UFO, right? Give me 1 second. Napash, you got a marker?
Marker. Okay.
Yeah, marker. Yeah, real fast. I'm gonna draw this over here on the board for everybody to see. We're gonna turn it a little bit, do something real crazy right now, so that way we can illustrate what this thing looks like. So you have a wheel inside of a wheel, and then around the outskirts of it are those little circles like this, right? They all the way around. It looks like when you look at, if you ever saw the Jetsons, right? That little ship that he gets in with the lights around it, like that. Those are the eyes around it. All right, let me see this real fast. All right, let's go over here. We'll go to the board real quick. Let me see something. Okay, I got you. I can see you from the phone too, the pod, so we straight.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. A wheel, okay, inside of a wheel. So, if you've drawn it like this, okay, just think about how it will look this way. Here's the top half of the wheel, okay, and then here's the other part of the wheel, okay, and then around it, you got this. I don't want to make it look cartoony because it's not. But that's what we got, okay? It's terrifying. Again, I'm drawing it in a way to illustrate the point. But they start talking about how this thing looks. Said it looks like a terrible crystal. If you Google terrible crystal right now, it's nothing good. It's actually pretty terrifying. A terrible crystal looks broke. It looks broken into like pieces, like a shattered glass. You can turn it back around. All right, hopefully that illustrates the point. I hope people saw that. Cause that's good. All right, I can see it up there too. The water, I appreciate that. Here you go, take this, brother. The water, appreciate it. All right, read 18 again from the top of my Shalom Barber Show.
From God, look at Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dripped, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
Verse 19.
From God, verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them.
Meaning, stop right there. Meaning they left in it. When the living creatures went, right? The wheels that we just drew on the board over here, okay? That chariot, that ship, go ahead.
From God, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Ascending. That is your classic case of a UFO. That's what that is. The white man and anybody, I'll say our oppressor, that's really the best term. Our oppressor takes bits and pieces of our history, and I'm gonna repeat this because Jordan Peele is no different. He's no different than the so-called oppressor. He's doing the same thing. When you watch the movie, okay, when you watch it, the first thing you're gonna think after it's over, you're gonna be like, what the hell did I just watch? Because it's all over the place. Jordan Peele, if I'm not mistaken, is married to a white woman, if I'm not mistaken. So he's already chose his side. But what he does in these movies, okay, he'll hire a Hamite, which is so-called African, right? Daniel Kaluuya. Then you hire your black girl, and she plays a typical black woman. She's loud, you know, typical. Ham, the African guy, Daniel Kaluuya, he ain't doing none of that. He just kind of he's there. He's getting a paycheck just to stand around and hold his head down. And this is the oiliest, ashiest cat I've ever seen in my life. In certain scenes, he's so damn dark he looks shiny, but then when he turns his head, he looks ashy. That's my personal gripe with Ham. Ham, I ain't never seen a bunch of people that look oily. How you look oily and ashy at the same time? You've been deprived of some type of a moisturizer. I don't know what it is, but that's my gripe with him. That's besides the point. So Daniel Kaluuya, he's doing nothing. That's just like Jordan Peele to give the one real black person a very nigga character. It's like a very, yeah, what's up, home? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, because that's how we need to see our people. And to further insult you, when they actually see the aircraft, okay, you know the first thing they say? They go, nope. They say it like twice in the whole movie. It's bloated in the trailer, but it's only said twice in the movie. Which is not a real reaction if you actually saw this terrifying thing. Because don't make no mistake about it, there's certain scenes in that garbage movie where it sounds bad. It sounds terrifying. It looks absolutely retarded, but in the movie, certain times, it sounds pretty terrifying. Your reaction is not going to be nope when Christ returns. Your reaction, well, first of all, it better not be nope. You better be hugging the goddamn ground. Lay down and plant your body as far as you possibly can into the ground. You understand? Plant it. Lay the hell down. But the thing is about this movie, when you're watching it, you don't get no sense of that. Keke Palmer's being a nigga. Nah, man, nah, son, you know what I'm saying, kid? And she's gay. You gotta throw that in there. Daniel Kaluuya is unmoisturized. I don't know why. Again, my personal gripe. And then they have a Korean cat in there for diverse purposes. He does absolutely nothing. And again, they don't give you the horror element of seeing something this terrifying after we just read it. Officer Marshall, you go ahead, Marshall, you got it.
Yeah, I can't, man. Like, what movie are you talking about?
No, that terrible Jordan Peele movie. No.
No, it's called what?
It's yeah. See, ain't that crazy? It's called Nope. N-O-P-E. Hey, Shalom, who's this? Hey, Kasia, what's going on with you, warrior? All right, solid. So we just read 18. So I ain't gonna dwell too much on this because verse 18 really solidifies what we're talking about here. So the next time you see one of these UFO movies, right? Ask yourself a question. You should be like, what can I do to make sure that I'm on the winning team when this happens? Because what you want to do is you want to come into class, put on all black, and start living your life in a righteous way. Okay, be ye perfect. All right, I believe that's in Matthew, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but that's your job. That's what we're supposed to do. When our King returns, you want to make sure you get a damn crown upon your head, man. You don't want to be on the receiving end of this war, because Christ is not coming back to pass popcorn and give out candy and to laugh and to giggle and to say nope and all this hilarious stuff that you see on the internet. He's not coming back to make TikTok videos. He's not coming to do none of these challenges. He's coming back for some blood, man. It's going to be a very terrible day. We have a job to do. Our job is to gather up Israel, man. That's it. Get that from me, Cassia. Cassia, you got your sword on you? Give me, I think it's Zephaniah 2:1. That's our job. We got to gather ourselves together. Because it's an order for us to do that. It's a very real thing. That's why we teach these classes. I was over across the street today, me and Officer Napaj, right, getting something from in the store, right? And it's this East Indian cat in there. You know, those are the Pujabs. So he sees me in all of this warlike apparel. Let me tell you what Ohaji from Johnny Quest said to me. He said, "Oh man, I like it. That man, I like your stuff, man. What's that? You perform?" He said, I said, "What do you mean perform? What do you mean perform?" He said, "You rap? Do I look like a goddamn rapper? Is that you? Do I look like I'm rapping? Do I look like? Who the hell do I look like? Lil Thorn? Lil Thorn? What do I look like to you? You think this is? Go ahead, Nepal.
You can't halfway blame these folks because every time they see somebody look like us, you know what I'm saying, dressing, you know what I'm saying, talking a certain way, they think they're rappers or performers or some kind of drug dealers because you know what? The same people who look like us, they sell dope right there in front of the store.
Yeah,
they pay them off to sell dope right there in front of the store. Like
I said, yeah, man, I perform. He said, we perform. I'm like miracles. We take brothers and sisters, right, who have destroyed themselves in the world, and we make them the opposite of what they were in the world, which is better. Ain't no drug dealers in here. Ain't no murderers in here. Ain't no sluts in here sliding down a pole and twerking. We perform. That is a miracle. Go ahead, brother. That's right. That's a miracle. We perform them all the time. It's our job to do it. While you're at church thinking that a miracle is you hitting the goddamn lottery. You think that's a miracle. Like, oh my God, Lord, this is a miracle. It's not a miracle. You get money all the time. That's nothing different. A miracle is taking a crackhead off of the street and getting them off crack, which is a very hard thing to do. That's a miracle. And it ain't on no goddamn 34th Street either. It's on 125th. You got that for me, Kasia? All right, read that when you got it, brother.
Chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We are the nation that's not desired. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We are the only nation that is not desired. Robbed of, sure. But we're not desired. We don't even desire to be around each other. And we're being told in Zephaniah 2:1 to gather together. That's the point. That's why we're doing this class. This class is just not about quote unquote so-called UFOs or UPAs or whatever the hell they call them now. It's not just about that. We're gathering right now off of the sole purpose that we all collectively saw a movie. And because we saw said movie, we're going to connect the tissue between what is a fact and what is fiction. So that way, you could believe more in the Bible that your pastor gives to you to open up. Because if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K under Command Junior Yahanna, you wouldn't even known that the very invasion movies that you watch are biblical. You wouldn't have known it. Because TD Snakes and Creflo and the rest of these other dancers, which is what they are, they don't talk about the things that are actually going to happen. They don't talk about the Bible is about war. Where the hell is praise dancing at in it? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it at all. Praise dancing, they got a goddamn mime inside the church now. I see, man, somebody sent me a picture one time, right? Sister said, come on down to my church. I said, no, I'm good on that. She said, no, we got a mime. Show me a video of some cat in there doing this. I'm like, what the hell is that? You might as well do the robot. There's a mime in your church. For what? It's a joke, it's a circus. No enlightenment, you're not getting educated at all. But in here, you will get educated. And we're going to follow Zephaniah 2:1. And we're using, again, something so small as a movie to bring you in here. Because had I just said, hey, yeah, UFOs in the Bible, nobody would even give a damn about it. We'd just be a bunch of crazy niggas dressed up like Shredder or whatever y'all call us these days. I don't know, because I don't care. We just be a bunch of crazy cats. But we the real prophets, man. We the ones that's telling you, just like the prophets all will tell you. We telling you too. It ain't no different. What's different about it? Same attire, same apparel. Same talk, same walk. Same book, same look, all that stuff. We are those guys. And people like Jordan Peele make a mockery of you, and you'll pay them to mock you. Your pastor, you will pay him to mock us. Tell you that Christ is white, David was dancing, doing a goddamn Tootsie Roll or whatever they claim that David was doing. And make a mockery of our history. When that very spirit that you feel, like when you're in church, you go, something's wrong. That's what brought most of us in here. Because we got that feeling like, yo, what the hell? Why are people passing out? Why is there a lady with a coat on her and people throwing money on her? What scripture is that? Where is it? Because I have trouble finding that. Because I don't know where it is. But they make a mockery of us. And our culture and our king. For that matter. But this terrible day, we just explained the spaceship. We just explained the chariot. The so-called UFO for this context purposes, right? The white man knows it's coming. That's the terrible part. The part you want to bring something up, you said?
Oh yeah, I'll bring something. I was going to piggyback what you're saying about at the Christian church, like the women wearing the jackets or people just throwing money.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is witchcraft. We talking about witchcraft. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, the shield of David is a star. We worship something.
Right.
Yeah, if we had that same kind of response when the Christian church throwing money out there like that, if we had that same response right now, throwing money, shit, it should be throwing money right on this table, because we'll fix the homeless out here, right out here in America. We'll fix the homeless right here in Decatur.
That's right.
Shoot. Hey, if it's demonic, hey, it's like you should be throwing money here, but you throwing money over there, but nothing happened to you. Guess what? You gotta go catch the bus.
We could spend that's
you gotta go catch the bus.
They'd rather spend their money on foolishness. You understand? Like going to see the Jordan Peele movie. I'm not charging anybody with a crime because that's just going to the movie. But what I am saying is this: if you leave that theater and you've listened to this class and listened to what we've been talking about since 1969, because it's not the first chariot breakdown at all. We're just using it to connect the tissue, right? So if you don't come out of this and go, well, damn, that what Ezekiel saw, what them brothers just read, Officer Mashallah and them just read, it sounds terrifying. I may want to get my life together because Pastor didn't tell me that this is a thing. The movie didn't say this is a thing, although it's clearly showing you what's going on. Somebody's telling you the truth, and somebody's telling you a lie. And after today, you should never debate that. Go ahead, brother.
What you bring out, Debbie, and one of the things that it makes you think about, number one, is just how simple we are. Because the white man who has lied continuously about UFOs in monetized Area 51 would go to our people and tell them and break this down to them. They would much rather believe that there's little green men. That's more believable to them that there's a little green man or an alien with big eyes. That is more believable to them than to say, here's what it says in the Bible. You don't see little green men anywhere, but in the Bible, here's what it says, and here's what it says it is.
Right.
So we much rather believe the story of a little monster.
Right. Right. Like a little green alien. He's gonna come down and say the nanu and then leave. Like Hollywood's depiction of aliens have been either comical or really goofy. I remember what's that alien movie that everybody likes from the aliens? It was like it had Jack Nicholson in it. Aliens. I forget what the name of that movie is. It's a very cartoon. They had big heads and they came down off the ship and they kind of talk funny. You know which one I'm talking about?
I can't think of the name.
Alien Attacks or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Goofy. Terrifying, but it's like, okay, they're creepy looking, sure. Will Smith punched one. I mean, he ain't gonna be able to punch what's coming, off that chariot, and say some stupid tagline like, welcome to Earth. Like, okay. You can slap Chris Rock, brother. You ain't slapping him. I'll let you know that right now. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
It was Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, right. Mars Attacks. A bunch of big-headed aliens running around laughing. And it's so stupid, man. Critters, that's another one. Critters. They came out of the sky. That's an 80s flick. But I'm saying all that to say that, they mock it. They make a lot of money off of it. But just imagine, right? Imagine a movie that was about the Bible in this type of context. Go ahead, Mashallah. You got it, brother. Oh yeah, E.T. Yeah, yeah, E.T. Okay, sure. No, you correct. E.T. He's in a bicycle. I mean, come on, man. Like, well, come on. What are we doing? I get it. It's aimed for kids, but these angels ain't aimed for kids at all. As a matter of fact, let's get into their description too. I believe it's still Ezekiel. I'm going Ezekiel 1. Let's go Ezekiel 1 and 5. Okay.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
So those are living creatures that we were talking about earlier. Of course, when we started, we were in 15. We were Ezekiel 1:15. But I told you guys to hold on to that living creatures thing because this is the so-called quote-unquote alien that the white man has taken from this book and made him into a critter and a green little monster, which, again, when you hear the descriptions of the angels, they are not to be taken very lightly. Keep going.
And this was their appearance.
This was their appearance. Go ahead. They had the likeness of a man, right? So you think, okay, the likeness of a man. I guess it's a guy. I guess the angels are a goddamn cherub, a baby, a naked baby that they touch fingers in the sky, right? That's already to knock the whole cherub baby thing because this one says had the likeness of a man. So same little framework, okay? Keep going.
Verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces.
Everyone had 4 faces. Every one of them had 4 faces, okay? Just in your brain, right? Just close your eyes. To all you viewers at home, of course, we know how this breakdown ends, of course. Just close your eyes, right? And think of a guy, all right? But the cat had 4 faces. We talking this way. 4 faces. That in itself is terrifying. Ain't no alien in no movie ever had 4 faces, man. I ain't never seen it. Keep going.
Oh God. And every one had 4 wings.
And every one of them had 4 wings. Big wings. We talking, listen, this is something that your mind can't fathom. Even we're right now challenging the people at home to just close your eyes and think about what Officer Cassiat is reading right now, what we're bringing out. Your mind can't even fathom it because of Hollywood's disgusting betrayal or portrayal of what an angel looks like. What an angel actually looks like. They make the angel look like John Travolta. He's walking around with a goddamn trench coat, walking through the city. They make him look like he's happy. The angels are not to be played with, man. They listen, they have that warrior spirit. They're not like your average Joe. They have a job to do. They work nonstop every day, all day. Most of y'all can't even get up at 8 o'clock to go to work. These cats are non-stop, eternity workers. Can you imagine the type of demeanor that you must have to serve the Lord that way all day? Come on, man. Satan, who's also an angel, his work never stops. He's the greatest at his job. You don't take Satan lightly, do you? Of course you don't. Keep going.
Oh my God, verse 7. And their feet were straight feet.
Mm-hmm.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Mm-hmm.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
So now, what are we getting from here? We're getting a clear description of what? A color. Those are brothers. You understand? And we're talking about a foot, a straight foot like this, okay? And the sole, it looks like a cat, like a calf's foot with that split. That's just the foot. So now we're dealing with a cat with wings, 4 faces, and a foot like a calf's foot. Okay? Brass, just what's up? Keep going.
Oh my God, verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And they 4, and they 4 had their faces and their wings.
Again, just close your eyes and just think about it. Just be like, what the hell is happening here? Just this alone already not only debunks the idea that your angel is a baby for whatever God reason. The white man will make anything gay. There's a naked baby in the sky. And then there's another one that shoots arrows at people. Shoots them in the butt and all type. Come on, man. This is terrifying stuff. This ain't even the alien that you would see in the movie. I'm more terrified of this versus that thing I seen in Independence Day. Because that thing can't even beat Will Smith. I mean, come on, man. Jesus Christ. The guy, he didn't even have a gun. He just punched the guy. He punched the alien in the face. That's not even terrifying. Just imagine seeing a chariot, your so-called UFO, come out of the sky, and this thing comes out. This ain't something you're gonna see on Discovery Channel or goddamn Shark Week. It ain't none of that. This is terrifying. Keep going, Cassiat. I think we're getting the point. Go ahead.
Oh God. Their wings were joined one to another.
Mm-hmm.
They turned not when they went.
Them brothers.
They went everyone straight forward.
Them brothers, just the angels standing there, right? These wings, just imagine, what we're talking about, like the depth of an angel's wing, all right? So For example, if I had on a jacket, if I move, you can see the jacket move. These damn things are so heavy and so dense that they could turn it. It ain't going nowhere. It's just like these cats are just like, it's hard to describe because I'm trying to make it clear so that way people who can't fathom it can understand what this is. Because the type of angels that the Lord deals with, like these living creatures, are some of the most hardcore, not only terrifying looking, but hardcore beings, I'm going to use because of the context of what we're talking about today in this Nope movie, that the world has never seen. Never seen it. And you will. It's only a matter of time. You've seen the world tear itself apart anyway, and these cats are waiting. This is terrifying stuff. And this is verse 9. 10 and 11 are even worse than that. As a matter of fact, to all the Christians, if you're watching right now, right? Here's some homework for you, okay? Tell your pastor to break down Ezekiel. Tell him to break it down. Go to chapter 1 and just go through the verses and have him really break it down. Just to see what he says. And then have him explain the wheel in the middle of a wheel. Again, somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth. We just so happen to be the home of the truth. And the place that you go is the house of lies. Here's another bit of truth, okay? Our oppressor knows. He knows what's coming. You don't believe me? Google Space Force. That's all you gotta do. Google Space Force. I have a little bit of information right here. My Shala, give me Obadiah 1 and 4 and hold on to it. When y'all Google Space Force, just hold on to it. Let me just read a little bit of Space Force for you guys, right? So Space Force is this organization, okay, that's organizing, dig this, and training and equipping guardians to conduct a global space operation that enhance the way our joint and coalition forces fight. Let me just say that again, because this is their mission, the Space Force. You can find it, all you gotta do is Google Space Force, and on the right-hand side, you'll see this whole column about the Space Force. Their mission is this: the USSF, which is Space Force, is responsible for organizing, training, and equipping guardians to conduct global space operations that enhance the way our joint and coalition forces fight. Now, go ahead, brother, you got it.
It's the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. The Guardians of, what the hell do they mean, Guardians? What do you mean, what are Guardians? And if so, what the hell are you guarding? What are you guarding exactly? So when you break down words, right, and you look at what their mission is, the Space Force, the United States Space Force, their mission is to do what exactly? Who are you, you're training people to enhance the way that their coalition forces fight? Fight what? I know about the military. I know about the branches of it. I know the Army. I know the Navy. I know the Marines. And I know the Air Force, right? I know their positions as it pertains to what their mission is, okay? The Marines, they fight crap under the water or on top of the water, whatever the case is. The regular Army, they fight on the dirt. Air Force in the air, so be it, right? What the hell is the Space Force fighting? They know what's coming. Our oppressor is already aware. You know why? Because he got first-hand knowledge. He got it. Where'd he get it from? This very book I'm holding up right now. That's how he knows. That's how he knows that we're the true Jews of the Bible. That's how he knew where to find us, Christopher Columbus. That's how they knew to put us into goddamn slavery to begin with. They know who we are. They know what we are. And we are God's chosen people. A superior race. We are the ones that do not know it. We are also the ones that do not know that this very invasion that the Space Force is preparing for is the Lord and those terrible, I'm saying aliens because of the context of what we're talking about tonight, but them angels that are coming. That's what a Space Force is, because what the hell is he fighting in space? Last time I checked, ain't nothing but stars out there and rocks. Go ahead, Nafash.
Yeah, just like I said, we got records and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They put these people over our neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, to sell fried chicken at a precept for that so-called oppressor have our records. He know how to use it.
Yeah.
All right, Leviticus 2:7. And if thy oblation be a meat offering, baking in a frying pan. You know it's talking about frying pan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You fry something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It shall be made of frying flour with oil. They know about, you know what I'm saying? Cooking, yeah. They know about cooking fried chicken. That's why you got an Asian spot right here in the strip mall. You got an Asian spot selling the same thing. We got the Arabs.
The oppressors, they steal everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm from, they got a damn place called the Chicken Store. It's run by Arabs.
Mm-hmm.
They sell niggas chicken. And this is the fun. If you don't believe me, ask anybody from New York or Jersey, Connecticut. I think they might have them out here too. But there's a chicken store, and Arabs own it. They got bulletproof glass in front of the damn thing, okay? Because you can't get to them. They cook chicken, biscuits. They serve a sweet potato pie and peach cobbler. Mm-hmm. That's all they serve there. Coleslaw, things like this, macaroni and cheese. Mm-hmm. And they put it, they put it in a impoverished neighborhood. They put it in the hood. And Negroes go and support this. Chicken, Arabs making chicken? I thought they ate bread and like rice and shit. Well, I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? And then the Asian, just like the Arab, they fry up chicken and sell it to Negroes. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know any Arabs that have a chicken store in whatever country they come from.
Right, yep. Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is the China? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Talking about the Asians that all they do is sell us chicken and shrimp fried rice. I ain't never seen an Asian eat no chicken.
I ain't never seen, right. I've seen Asians eat cats. Because, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen them eat a cat. I don't even think that's chicken half the time, to be honest with you. Listen, I had a piece of chicken. First of all, they got this thing called, it's like short ribs. Now, I'm a black man. I've had over 20 years experience eating ribs. I don't know what the hell that is. It looked like big red gum. That is the thinnest piece of rib. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Napash, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, like you have some in Grenette, you have a thing called Korean Town. Everything really Korean.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't see no KFC or no Church's Chicken. I don't see it on they block.
Yeah, they could have.
But they come down here.
Yeah.
And say you're a KFC or
right.
Say
they can have their Chinatowns and all that stuff because nigga world is coming, and there's nothing back to the point that the Space Force can do about it. Let me read more about the Space Force real fast. If y'all haven't Googled it already, it's the most hilarious thing of all time. The United States Space Force is the space service branch of the United States Armed Forces. One of the 8 U.S. uniformed services, right? And currently the world's only independent space force. What the hell are we talking about here? It sounds kind of like a movie, doesn't it? Sounds like the synopsis of a movie. Sounds like Space Wars. Sounds like Star Wars, Star Trek. It sounds like a movie that would entail the USA joining forces with Russia and Korea and China and everybody else to take on this threat that's coming from space, just like they did in Independence Day. Our oppressor knows what's coming. It's a real thing. Let me keep going with this. It was founded in 2019. The commander-in-chief is, of course, Joe Biden. All right, doing well with that COVID. Headquarters at the Pentagon. Here's the motto of the Space Force, right? Semper Supra, which is Latin for always above. That's their motto. Always above. Now that ain't the whitest of the whitest things that ever be quoted as a motto. That's really white. It was so white. It's so white. I'm offended by it. Go ahead. Somebody says Salaki? All right, no problem. Hey, okay. That's the motto. Keep that in mind. Always above. Okay. It's a part of the United States Armed Forces, the Department of the Air Force. So now we're getting the real meat and potatoes of the Space Force. The Space Force is a part of the Air Force. The Air Force, as we know, fights things that are in the goddamn air. So again, what are we talking about? We're giving you history here. Is this not a history class? There's a history, a common thread here in history, okay? Our oppressor knows who we are, they know something is going to happen, and they prepare for it when it does happen. Why do you think it's such a push for us to not know who we are? That's why they call us the Black Hebrew Israelites. Mm-hmm. That's like saying yellow Chinaman. How am I a Black Hebrew Israelite? I'm an Israelite. That's what I am. But again, they put a little spin on it. Here we go again, changing our identity, changing it again. First it was Negro, then it was Afro-American, because every nigga got an Afro, because that's Afro-American. Then it's African-American, and then who the hell knows now what it is? I think it's Black now. Then we calling ourselves, we know we're the Israelites. Here they come. Here comes white America. Oh, the Black Hebrew Israelite organization. Just to keep you further and further away. Because the further you away from the truth, the less likely Christ is going to return. Because that's the point. Our job is not to die and go up there. Our job down here, what we do, we're trying to bring Christ down here. We're trying to get him to come back. That's what we do. That's the point. Because that's why he would come back. You understand? But this Space Force is getting very, very interesting. I'm going to go to, who got Obadiah 1 and 4? Was it you, Cassiel, or did I assign it to Mashallah?
Mashallah, sir.
Okay, no sweat. All right, watch this. So the Space Force, they have a song. And y'all can go look this up too. It's an actual commercial, some type of a song that they march to. Much like any military, they march to a song, right? Dig this. The U.S. Space Force, their march is based on a song by John Phillip. It's called The Invincible Eagle. Now, the reason why I pulled Obadiah 1 and 4 is because not only I'm going to show you that the white man knows what's coming, he sits himself on high because he thinks he is the Most High. This is why the Space Force even exists in the first place. He's ready to go to war with the Lord. He wants to do it. He sets himself on high. I.e., what their motto is, always above. Give me Obadiah 1 and 4. Wait. Read that again. Though thou they exalt themselves like the eagle. Their marching song is based off of a song that's called the Invincible Eagle. The eagle is on your damn money. The eagle is a part of that flag. Listen, the white man uses that eagle for everything. For everything. It's on the back of your money, right along with a pyramid, interestingly enough. Another empire that failed and fell to the Lord. Two empires there. right? Because he exalts himself like the eagle. Always above is their motto. Keep going, mashallah.
And those thou shalt set thy nest among the stars.
And know that he set that nest amongst the stars. Your Space Force, your satellites, your space program. That's his nest in the star. And it's interesting because the word nest, if we're talking about nest, right? That's something that an eagle has. Eagle has a nest. Some place that the eagle goes when he can feel comfort, whenever he needs to hide or maul his prey, prepare himself to do what? Be a predator. Go ahead, brother.
Like that part of that scripture right there. When you say like them trying to, terraform Mars and land on the moon, you say they trying to set their nest amongst the stars. I'm saying that's a lot.
Yes, that's what setting thy nest amongst the stars. So again, we're tying the threads together. When you look at a Star Trek-esque like show, anything about space, right? This is what the white man is trying to pull off. He's trying to pull that off. It's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. A white man took a piece of metal and bent it into a triangle, and that thing sails across the sea holding thousands of people. It's called a ship. Same white man takes metal and shapes it into a missile and such. We'll put wings on it. It flies and soars through the sky, just like a goddamn eagle. It's called a plane. What is so far-fetched that we can't believe or just fathom that a Star Trek-esque like nest, if you will, would dwell outside of space, just kind of just sitting there. Spaceship, they have a craft that does it. When they go fix those satellites, it's the same thing. They sit up there, dwell, they floating around, eating Doritos and all sorts of stupid nonsense. They already doing it. That's just the technology right now. And again, we talked about Star Trek earlier today, and I'm only referencing this because of the context, again, of what we're talking about. They had a phone on that show that looks like the Razor phone. Before its time. They had Captain Kirk and all the rest of these jabronis walk through a door without touching the handle. The door slid open by itself. That actually exists. How many more years will it take for an actual Starfleet-esque like ship to just be kind of just dangling around, hanging in space? Not that far-fetched. They already do it. And they're already working on it. It's called Space Force. He's gonna put that nest up there. He's preparing himself for it. But let me tell you something, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do. There's nothing you're gonna be able to do. There's a power coming that's more terrible than you. Way more terrible. So when you watch these movies, brothers and sisters, when you watch them, you gotta go, man, this ain't gonna be nothing like the real deal, but I'll take it for right now. I'll take it for right now. Wait, we got a question in the room. Hold on, the Paj, go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, I was telling you earlier, this past Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, the story about Goku falling, they were using spaceships back then. You know, they were using spaceships, you know what I'm saying, got the idea of using spaceships, going different missions and, going to different planets, and report on certain things, you know what I'm saying, with living resources they can use to, you know what I'm saying, build an empire.
Yeah, they do it now. They're putting little cameras on Mars. What are you looking for? A place to hide? A nest? Amongst the stars? Above the stars? Give me that again from the top, mashallah, and then you can keep reading.
We'll go with that, chapter 1, verse 4. Those thou exalt thyself as the eagles, and those thy set thy nest amongst the stars. Then will I bring thee down, says the Lord.
Listen, you're going down. It's happening. It's going to happen. Here's the interesting thing, right? This is the difference between fact and movie fiction, right? The fiction part of this movie is that Our oppressor wins. That's the fiction part. Science fiction, to be exact. That's the fiction part. He wins at the end. Him and Jeff Goldblum will go up in space and on their little space force and kill the mothership with a goddamn Coca-Cola can that's infected with some type of virus, and they'll make it out of there, come back to Earth, smoke cigars. That's his eye. It's like, we're gonna win this. This scripture said he is not going to win, and that's the fact of the matter. That's based on true events coming soon. He's going to fall. This is an amazing precept as it pertains to the Space Force, as it pertains to your so-called UFOs, as it pertains to the movie Nope. Even in the movie Nope, there's a clear winner. They defeat the threat kind of stupid. They release a balloon, the alien swallows a balloon and he pops. It's a whole thing. It's a whole weird thing. There is no balloon, there is no Space Force, no cruise missile, nothing that you and Russia and Rocky, and nothing that you can do because you're going to fall. You have exhausted, you put yourself to such a high regard, like you're the Most High and you're not. You've told his people that you are their God. You painted Christ to be white in your image. You had us worship you, enslaved us. What the hell do you think is coming? So you can create your Space Force. Let me finish this off too, because we'll jump off of this real fast. But I'm gonna have you read Obadiah 1-4 one more time. But let me just read this. This is the size of the Space Force. It has 8,400 military personnel. 8,400 military personnel. Here's the kicker. And they have 77 spacecrafts. 77. That ain't enough, man. That ain't enough. You need to double that. What's the 77 times 7? Whatever. What's 144? You got to double that, man.
Damn.
You got to double it. 77. First of all, even if you had more, it ain't going to do it. Give me Obadiah 1-4 again. Yep.
Obadiah, chapter 1-4. Those that exalt thyself as the eagle,
That's right.
and those that set thy neck amongst the stars.
Right.
Thence will I bring thee down, says the Lord.
Yeah, you going down, man. For what you've done, for the crimes that you've committed against the Lord's people, the crimes that you committed. That's why you'll never see a movie where it's actually charging our oppressor. He has to win at the end. There's some speech that's going to be given to really pump up all of the troops, all of the 8,400 military personnel. It's going to be a speech. We will not go into the night. This is our Independence Day. We're going to fight. And they're going to go, yay! And then Christ is going to crack that sky open and come down with them angels, and they're going to see a cat walking out with 4 heads, a split foot, wings, deep voices. They're going to be like, oh no. You ain't got, what's coming for you? There's no movie about it. Ain't no script. You don't win in this one. You're not going to win in the end. You can train. Y'all could work out. Do 100,000 push-ups. It don't matter. You can train like a goddamn Super Saiyan inside of a bubble on 0 gravity, and nothing will help you. That's the reality. That's the truth about the movie Nope and movies like it and these so-called UFOs. That's the truth about it. Because whether we choose to believe it or not, for those of us who are in truth, we know how this movie ends. But for those of you watching on YouTube and you on Facebook and you follow us on TikTok and Instagram, now that you know, you have to make a decision. And it's very simple. It's either you come into class, put on your all black, put your warlike apparel on, and get ready for what's coming. Or you could just stay at church and wearing purple and becoming a part-time praise mime, or a full-time praise dancer, or a choreographer, That ain't gonna help you. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
My man, it's
Yep.
safe to say, it's better for you to get the I.S.U.P.K and join the Lord for it. You probably will apply for the case for it, the Lord be with you.
You know that's right. That is a very fair and accurate thing to say. We represent the Lord's army. Look at us. Look how we dress. Look how we act. When we go places, it's hard. People, they have a hard time looking at us. Much like it would be hard to look at something with four faces. Our demeanor is militant for a reason. The Lord is a man of war. So if the Lord is a man of war, what are we expected to be? Dancers? And I'm not talking about your regular pop lockers, because you could dance and have a good time. I'm not saying that. But all this, oh yeah, shucking and jiving and all that, whatever they do in church, where they dance in the corner and they tapping them feet. You think that's warrior like? You look silly and ridiculous. Your lady don't even perceive you as tough. You can't dance like that and then be like, woman, sit down. She gonna be like, man, you sit down. You punk, you big punk. I saw you dancing in the corner with that man. Ain't no warriors in there. It's hard for people to look at us. We carry that spirit, we got that Christ-like spirit, man. We have it. It's undeniable. Better be safe than sorry. You had something to say? Somebody said slide? My bad. Okay, just want to make sure. Give me Job 20:6. Let Cassiah get that one. Yeah, if anybody wanted to bring something out, you could. I don't see any questions online, so we tawab with that as well. If they were, they would just, I guess they would chime in, which is all right. But yeah, we got classes. Yeah, go ahead, brother, you got it.
You know, with that you're discussing, with the craftiness of the oppressor, we know that he's a liar.
Yeah.
The thing that he's doing also, putting in the minds of us that are simple, that these UFOs, these so-called UFOs, are actually here to hurt or to attack us. So these chariots are actually here for them.
Right.
So could you imagine if this were to be the way it would go? When we're telling them, look, they're coming, we're being invaded, get your weapons and start shooting at them. When you come, when you're going to be shooting at the people or the ones that are coming to save you.
Right. You can't, to the idea, because Esau, don't get it confused now, the so-called white man, our oppressor, he's going to try to get Negroes on, that's what they're doing right now. Because he thinks that through the way of the Negro, or the nigger, he think that he gonna be safe. Why do you think other Israelite groups try to save white people? That's the reason why. They trying to join them unto us, in which you can't. The seed don't change, but they trying to save them. And here's the heavy part about it. Give me mashallah, give me Isaiah 14:14. Here's the heavy thing about it, right? When other fake Israelite groups talk about the white man, they don't talk about him as bad as they talk about us. Even in that vein is spiritual, because they want to save them so much. So what the so-called white man would do, our oppressor, he'll come to you with the sad, oh yeah, I don't know, I think we all can be saved. And he's trying to save himself through us, through the very thing that we believe in. He's trying to save himself. And now you got fake Israelite groups, as I call them, the figs. These cats go around telling people, go ahead, brother.
Like you said, like they try to get the Israelite group, right? They want to convince them that, you know, the white too, right?
Right.
Why they gonna get on the front line while they over here building bunkers to get underground.
Right.
They got billion dollar bunkers, and they got white folks going in. Ain't no black folks going in the bunkers.
They won't
They won't even let you in Starbucks. They can't get out of Starbucks.
Yeah.
You gonna get in the bunker?
Right.
Why?
Y'all right. You're not getting in that bunker. Y'all go ahead and play Captain America if you want to. Go ahead and do that. Napash, you got something?
just like you said, you know what I'm saying, I'll piggyback what Marshall was saying. You know what I'm saying, they got these bunkers, they ain't had no black folks in them. But guess what, the youth fight that military, you know, help build their cities, they give the prison system, they give the Cal County Jail.
Yeah.
Hell, they give you the White Street, they give you the White Street.
Yeah.
They give you the cages at the border, they give you that.
Right.
That's only, you know what I'm saying, thing.
You know, again, that oppressor is cunning, man. He's cunning. He'll find some way to itch his way in there, but again, you're going down. It's over. This is the end of the game. This is the end of the game that you don't win. That little rah-rah story, yeah, we did it. No, you won't. It doesn't end well for you. So stop trying to latch on to our people to get that little bit of salvation that's not even for you, regardless of whatever pastor says it, and we can debunk that as well. Those who believeth on him and then it's talking about Israelites. Point blank period. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
Yeah. You want to preach that about, you know, you might think that it's going to run these books. What the Lord don't have us do about that.
Oh, go ahead. Let me see what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I send for many fishers, says the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the hole of the rock. So we covered in them bunkers, man. Yeah. Don't worry about that. We get in them bunkers.
Yeah, like
you
damn right. You can't hide nowhere. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. The question then becomes, if Officer Mashallah is reading it from the very thing that you have in your church, how would you break that down? You can't, because your mind is just like the oppressor. It's a movie. You thinking that we going outside and we got fishing rods and we catching catfish and all the other disgusting fish that you can't eat, by the way. You think that's happening. So if you think that's happening, then what is the other half of that? When it said, I will send hunters. You're going to send some hunters too. To hunt what? Better yet, to hunt who? This is in the Bible. This is not a movie. This is in there. Let me get that Isaiah 14 and 14 real fast. More about this. Just want to topple onto the Space Force thing just a little bit with this one, and then I'm gonna go to you, Kasia, with that Job 20 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 14.
Yeah.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Who talks like that? You know who talks like that. He's sitting above the clouds. Again, the motto of the goddamn Space Force is always above. I'm not making this up. Look it up for yourself. Always above. That's the motto. That's our oppressor's mentality. It's even in the goddamn movies. Anytime you see a movie, he sets himself on high. Anytime. That's it. Hell, Forrest Gump is a clear indication of this. Forrest Gump has a mental problem, okay? But he won a goddamn marathon. He's the greatest fisher of all time. You name it, he did it. Now, how the hell is that? He had braces on his legs. He's running, he breaking through the braces, just like the way that he feels anyway. That's the way that they feel. That's not made up. That's the feeling that he has, and it's in the Bible. Because if you doubt for a second, and this is all just a facade that we're doing right now, describe to me who is it talking about? Based off of the Space Force, which we just broke down, the UFO in the movie Nope, the UFO in the movie Independence Day, what we just broke down in Ezekiel about your so-called UFO, which is a chariot, that the angels are coming in, how do you explain it? In one instance, our oppressor wins that fight. But in the Bible, he loses the fight. And we win. Which should be a movie within itself. Go ahead. Right. But your time of ruling and oppressing is going to come to an end. And that is everything. That is what a miracle is. We are the most beat down and destroyed people. But I'm glad we got to chop it up like this just over a movie. Because some things that you see in a movie are actually based on something that actually exists. So now, anytime you see a movie, right, you have to think to yourself, am I being told something that I should know? Then ask yourself, where does this come from? Where does this idea come from? Twerking and all that stuff, prostitution, that's in the Bible. Not to prostitute your daughters, that's in there. All of the things that we do in life. Brother hating brother. The mother and the daughter, this dynamic between the mother and the daughter, which is always a thing. As the mother, so is the daughter. I'm paraphrasing, of course. These things are in the very book that we say we believe in. But yet you don't open it to even read it. Most of those who are at home right now, you have a Bible somewhere, it's just for decoration. That's what it's there for. It's just for decoration, no different from you sisters that have crystals laying all around your goddamn house. First of all, crystals, rocks, okay? They are decorations for dirt. And you have them in the house right next to a Bible that's also collecting dust. But do you ever think to crack it open? Or to come into class to get a better understanding of it? Because we're just talking about a movie, right? We're talking about Nope. We're talking about Jordan Peele. We're talking about UFOs. But are we actually talking about, which is what we are talking about, something that actually exists in the Bible? That's what this is about. Give me Job 20 and the precept I asked for, Job 20 and 6. I think Cassiano got it. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh God, the book of Job 20 verse 6. So his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and his hand reached unto the clouds. Verse 7. And he shall perish forever like his own dung.
He shall perish.
They which have seen him shall say,
No, go ahead.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Listen,
Verse 8.
wait, hold up. Stop right there. Go to verse 6 again. Let me break it down for those who are at home. Because I know that, again, when we're talking about our oppressor, we're talking about movies and things like this, we could be kind of lost in translation. So I'm going to break this down, right? Go ahead. Give me 6.
Verse 6. So his excellency mount up to the heavens.
Excellency. What is excellency?
Right.
Go ahead.
Like his highness is great.
Right. What he stands upon. He's, his confidence. I mean, let me use it for lack of a better word. Because you right there, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The way that he perceives himself, he sits on high. I'm the greatest. It's my greatness. Look at my reputation. I'm so great. That's how he thinks. And where does it say he sit? Above the cloud? It's on high?
Right up on the heavens.
Right up there with the Most High. Because he thinks he's God. He's already painted himself all over everything as the Most High, as the angels, as David, as everybody in the Bible. Do you not know the history? This is history class, right? You don't know the history about whitewashing and the Renaissance That's what they did. Now, why would they do that? That excellency. I'm God. How dare this book be for? This book is for Negroes? No. We're gonna totally rewrite that history, which is what he did. He painted Christ white. Everybody's white. Everybody in here is white. And if you don't believe that, you go ahead and watch that Ten Commandments movie. Since we're talking about movies, watch that Ten Commandments movie that they usually play around Easter with that Edomite Charles Heston. Okay. They painted Moses white, and everybody. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Pharaoh is played by a white man. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the movie in such a long time. But they even did it there. There's a scene that's not in the movie. Interestingly enough, Moses puts his hand inside of his shirt, his robe, and when he pulls his hand out, does anybody know what's supposed to happen when he pulls the hand out? Go ahead. Right. If anybody wants to do some homework, go see if it's in the movie. Go see if that part is in the movie. Because I didn't see it. There's a reason why. He's rewriting history. Because he thinks he's the Most High. Keep going.
John, verse 7. So like you preaching verse 6. And his hand reach unto the clouds.
Right, Space Force. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and he shall perish forever like his own dung.
He shall perish, but he shall perish forever. He shall perish forever. Now I know this is a weird thing to somebody who is unlearned or new to what we're doing, new to coming into class. Because you think that there's a salvation for him because he's painted himself in every other movie as this standalone survivor. So you think that he won't perish because you believe in his excellency, because you look up to him. You look up to him and go, man, he can't perish. He's so damn great. The Lord said he will perish. Just like his dung. You know what dung is? I don't think I gotta break that down. That's very simple. This is child's play. No pun intended. Dung is a very, to even go into that word is, come on. He will perish forever. Keep going. Those of y'all that seen him, you seen him in his Space Force, you seen him in his excellency, you seen him sit on a throne in every movie, every song, anywhere you look, he is. He's in your damn wallet, whether via credit card or cash and nickel. He is on our money. If you go outside, he is on the statues. There's a statue everywhere. He's on the billboards, painting himself in this image as great. He's everywhere. He is very hard to miss, because everywhere you turn, there he is. It's on your TV. You turn your TV on, the first face you see ain't ours. He's everywhere. But then, on that very day, we're going to go, well, where is he? Where the hell is this guy at? Where's the man that set himself above the clouds? Where's the man that put his star force, his nest in space? Where's that man at? Where is he? Where's the one that's training 8,400 military personnel and got 77 spacecrafts? Where's he? You're not going to be able to find him. And when somebody asks, they're going to go, where is he? Did you find him? And they're going to go, nope. Any questions online? Comments or anything? Go ahead, brother.
Excellent class. And, you plan on going into verse 8 because I think people need to
I figured you would go there. Go ahead, Casa, you got it.
Okay, verse 8. He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found.
Yeah.
Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Good night, Shalom. Gone. Vision of the night. So the next time you hear UFO and you see these movies about alien invasions and so on and so forth and the fiction, it's a fact. The aliens that you call aliens are angels, and those things that the white man ignorantly calls UFOs or UFAs or whatever they call them now, they're called chariots. There's a song that says, "Swing low, sweet chariot, let me ride." And that's what the hell we're gonna do. And that other one that I like, "Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home." Beautiful, beautiful stuff from niggas. And with that, pass the class off to preaching officer Napash Kaya.
Okay. Sorry about that. There was some power deep cleaning process so that get everything organized and back set up. This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're at the I.S.U.P.K start out 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are living for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Ashura, that means take in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department teacher. Priest fund. You offer a priest not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Your next whole convocation is going to be the memorial of the blow of the trumpets. It's going to be the 7th month of the first day. It will be September 25th, Sunday, sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, 24, 25. Remind Wakim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. Any brother wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and a scarf. And make sure you go to the address to the school every time you're in here to help build algorithms up about school. Alright. With that, give one curse salute to the teacher. Men of Israel. Amayim Sabat, Amayim Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Well, I just said to you, Elisha Kadash, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yat Yam the top, being hands down, class of this.